everybody, and welcome to another episode of Popcorn Dogs, your favorite podcast about Wiki Wild West. My name is Brad.
Hi, my name is Tyler, and I'm so excited to talk about giant steampunk spiders. Are you?
No, we're not. I'm not. We're part of the Hair the Dogcast Network. Check out all the other amazing shows from there. And let's fucking go for it.
Before there was a Secret Service, before there was a CIA, before there was an FBI, there was...
West. Jim West.
But behind every great man is a beautiful woman.
Stay out of my way, lady!
I'm not a lady, I'm a U.S. Marshal!
Now what?
Will Smith.
You're not the master of disguise that you think you are. You look nasty, just butt ugly.
Kevin Kline.
The collars around our neck seem to contain powerful magnets! When you tell this story to your grandkids, you make sure you leave this part out.
Kenneth Branagh. And Salma Hayek. From the director of Men in Black.
Gordon! Nice hat.
When I roll into the
Whoa! That was fun.
when I bounce into the
All right. Wild Wild West is what we're covering today. You may have seen it. It is a 1999 American steampunk western, and I say this loosely, comedy film.
That's very generous.
Directed by Barry Sonnenfeld and written by S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock. It is based on the story conceived by Jim and John Thomas, loosely adapted from The Wild Wild West, a 1960s television series created by Michael Garrison.
The creators of that show and the actors in that show fucking hate this movie.
Yes. Well, I can get into that with
It's like a vague idea of a show. Or like the show is with the show, and then they're like, we like the name. That's all we're going to use.
Yeah.
Pretty
And
much.
I got an interesting little tidbit I found in my notes. We'll come across it somewhere. I don't want to butcher it. I forgot what section I put it in, but I cover that.
Before we go too deep, Wild Wild West is a film that I had seen growing up.
Same.
And
I watched it many times.
In 1999. And seen it a couple of times. And in my mind, it operated on like it was pretty fun. That's what I remembered, and I hadn't seen it in about 25 years. Just so I wanted to get that out of the way. I was expecting one thing, and this turned out to be something a little different.
I remember it pretty fondly from being a kid. I also was a very big fan of Will Smith back in the day. I was a big fan of the Men in Black movies.
Sure.
And this had everything that little Tyler wanted. It had scantily clad women.
Salma Hayek.
It had Will Smith playing Will Smith. It had gadgets and inventions and giant steampunk shit. So
And
as a
Happy
child,
Meal toys.
and Happy Meal toys, yes.
Yep.
It had everything I wanted as a kid. I did not realize watching it as an adult man for the first time in my life recently. The overtly sexual nature of this movie. This movie is horny.
It is not only not funny, it is
Crude.
It is fairly offensive. Many points of
Yes.
of the film. I was surprised at how just dead scenes feel, where like nothing works, nothing's sticking.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what just Salma Hayek in a corset and like some gadgets will do for a little kid brain. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
Will Smith is cool.
And it was weird because watching it, I hated his character.
I hated him.
I hated him.
Will Smith is now hated. He used to be beloved.
Yeah, he was one of the biggest movie stars on the face of the planet, especially after Independence Day.
And Men in Black and Bad Boys, he had a run.
Yeah.
And then he slapped Chris Rock, and then he tried to like go viral rapping on the streets, and it was just so embarrassing.
Because he likes pretty girls. The name of that song.
He is no longer cool. But this was at the peak of cool.
Yeah, it also was kind of a I feel like it was more egregious back in the 90s and early 2000s for actors to be typecast into their certain particular type of role. You know what I mean? Nowadays, there's a lot more blending, but there are a few actors for me that it's hard to see them as anything else. Like Ben Affleck, for instance, is hard to see in any other role. I just see Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise is kind of that way, but also with Digger being announced, that's going to be weird.
Cool trailer.
Yeah, with Tom Cruise, I'm excited for that.
Yes,
he's going to go nuts. But back in the like 90s, especially the 90s, early 2000s, when I remember as a kid, it was perfectly okay for the actor to play the same type of character repeatedly, and in fact, that's what people wanted. You wanted to see Will Smith be the cool, suave, joking, handsome, comedic relief.
Yeah.
Alongside like Tommy Lee Jones or Kevin Kline.
I can't believe that Tarantino watched this film and thought, I want him to be Django.
Well, I wonder if it was more so like Quentin Tarantino always seems like the girl that's after the bad guys, where it's like, I can fix him. Because he did a lot of fixing for careers. Like John Travolta got a nice uptick with Pulp Fiction.
He wasn't trying to fix anyone. He was obsessed with Travolta.
Yeah. And
he had a shrine of Travolta.
I think this is one bad movie that Tarantino saw the other shit, and he was like, he could be better than that.
Well, a black fella in a Western film. This movie does a lot to not address. The fact that they make lynchings very comedic. They have him showing up at parties with a lot of Southern folks at the turn of the war
in the South.
It's very tone deaf. I can't believe how much I didn't enjoy most of this movie.
It is rather remarkable.
But okay, I just had to speak my piece a little bit before we got too into the development.
Yeah. So Variety first reported in the year of our Lord, 1992, that Warner Brothers had optioned the film rights to Michael Garrison's television show, The Wild Wild West, and hired Richard Donner to direct a film adaptation that would be written by Shane Black, starring Mel Gibson.
Yeah, that's a different film.
Yeah. That obviously didn't happen, and Shane Black and Mel Gibson went on to make Maverick, if you've ever seen that movie.
No,
it's like the riverboat gambling Western movie. It is really fucking good. I watched it for the first time like 2 years ago.
Sounds good.
So Mel Gibson was originally supposed to play Jim West. He went on to do the more superior Maverick, which is actually a good movie. Tom Cruise was rumored for the role up around 1995, but he left to do Mission Impossible. Discussions with Will Smith then started. Barry Sonnenfeld had worked with him on Men in Black, and they've worked for Columbia Pictures together, so it just kind of seemed like a natural marriage. And plus...
Yeah, Men in Black was huge.
Yeah.
And, all right, let's do another buddy sci-fi adventure-ish thing.
Seems like a slam dunk for Will Smith. Plus, he was, like, super not excited about this dumb piece of shit movie that was about to come out that he was rumored to, like, be in, and then he turned down, called The Matrix, which totally wasn't good.
He was offered the role and turned it down.
He has turned down quite a few big roles in his career.
He turned down Tarantino. He turned down The Matrix.
There's other ones.
There's other ones. This, though, it's colossal. Because The Matrix would have been a different movie. Not that it wouldn't have worked. I think it would have been fine. It would have been a different movie. And Will Smith, I don't think he has the acting chops for a lot of things. He can be fine when he's toned down, but when he's just like trying to be Mr. Charisma and like got that like little side smirk that he always does, he hams it up, and I don't think he knows how to be subdued. And Keanu Reeves is Mr. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's perfect for that role.
He's perfect for The Matrix. So it's just absolutely mind-boggling that Will Smith turned it down, but you can't tell. You couldn't tell that The Matrix was going to be what it was beforehand. You don't know who the Wachowskis are.
That is true. You have no idea what you're missing out on. It probably stings a little bit looking back at it. Like, that could have been me, but it also wouldn't have been you, because I doubt the movie would have been as successful if it was Will Smith over Keanu Reeves.
It would have been different.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see it like an iRobot performance kind of thing he's doing, and it still doesn't work for me, but... Yeah, so he turned down The Matrix and to star in this one. So now they needed to cast Artemis Gordon. Originally, George Clooney was set to co-star with Smith.
I think that would have been bad.
He was at the top of the list. The other names were Matthew McConaughey, Johnny Depp, and Kevin Kline was the short list for the role, the people they wanted for this role.
Yeah. Something I want to do as we're going along. Will Smith, Academy Award winner, 4-time Grammy Award winner. I just want to make sure we're calling out how prestigious this film is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then George Clooney ends up leaving the project, and he was on the record saying, ultimately, we all decided that rather than damage this project by trying to retrofit the role for me, it was better to step aside and let somebody else get the part, which I guess makes sense. It's when I first read it, that sounded really smug, and then I watched the movie, and then I was like, I get it.
I think I had read that Clooney and Sonnenfeld had like a verbal argument in front of some people, and I don't know, maybe he's like, I'm not comfortable being so incredibly sexist.
Yeah, they did have a lot of writing changes at a certain point. Like the entire script is basically rewritten by I got their name somewhere, but the entire script is rewritten at some point, and it's bastardized. And I don't blame Clooney for looking at it and being like, "There's no direction.
Yeah.
There's no center here, so I'm going to leave."
It's anytime that you leave it up to actual filming to write the script, you're like, all right, well, it'll work. No, it needs to work on the page, and then you can fuck around from there. But if it's not working on the page, fix it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're supposed to be professionals. This is Hollywood.
Yeah, you can't
Your budget is $170 million in 1999.
This is massive.
You can do this. The film featured several significant changes from the television series. For instance, Dr. Lovelace was portrayed by Kenneth, how do you say his last name? Branagh?
Kenneth Branagh. Before we get to him, Kevin Kline, Academy Award winner, 3-time Tony Award winner,
Yep.
Emmy Award winner. He has almost got the EGOT. Kenneth Branagh, you know him from... he was in Frankenstein. He plays that like detective that isn't Knives Out, that has like that big mustache. He's been like 2 or 3 movies as well, like Murder on the Orient Express or something like that. I forget the name of his character there, but he also directed the Thor films. He's a director. He was Gilderoy Lockhart in Harry Potter 2. Mm-hmm. I generally find his directing, I don't like it. He's very Shakespearean. He's very much a stage guy. And when he is swinging for the fences, I find him so fun.
Yeah.
Like Gilderoy Lockhart is very funny. And he is the only bright spot, I think, in the film because he is doing the weirdest shit anyone's ever done on screen.
I know, he works for me in this movie.
I know you are a well-endowed black man and you might not understand that I could satisfy a lady without my proper legs, but I could thrust some mechanical. I was like, whoa, dude. Whoa.
He's swinging for the fence,
Whoa,
dog.
what movie is he in? This is not the same movie. It's an SNL character. He is so cranked up. I can't comprehend where he's bringing it from. I think he's, the incredibly inappropriate character, but so funny.
Yeah, he is. He's giving off rapey vibes. He gives off a lot of racist vibes, anti-Semitic.
He names his women. One of the women that reads lips, she's Dr. Lippenreader.
Yep.
There is the lady in charge of ammunition. She's Munitia. He sees Will Smith in drag and calls her Abonia.
Yeah. Ooh. I didn't realize that when I was a child. They also
It's nice to bring some darker shades to this monochromatic event.
What the fuck, man?
Hi. You could just say hi.
That was really racist, dog.
And then Will Smith does a lot of ableist comments back at him, and they're just doing racist versus ableist comments. It's like, ladies, just cut the legs out from under you. And I'm like,
I bet you it's hard for you to remember half the people you meet.
I was like, none of this is funny.
See, that part actually made me kind of laugh.
Oh, I'm just like, I'll make fun of that guy for a lot of stuff, but making fun of him for not having legs, that seems like you don't make fun of someone for that.
I was okay with it because he's the bad guy. And he's
He did come out racist.
He came,
so that's
yeah,
fine. But
so you fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
Real quick note about Lovelace's Ladies. I watched this film with subtitles on, which I do now occasionally because I find out little things that I would have never found out before.
Okay.
The ladies are called Amazonians.
Oh, perfect.
Which just made me giggle.
Well, they're all pretty tall compared to him. Am I right?
Hey.
And for those keeping track at home, 2 of his Amazonians are Mortal Kombat Annihilation characters. We have Bai Ling, who played Jade. She's something East in this, and then Sindel is also Munitia or one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
Apollonia, whatever. Yes, Kenneth Branagh, Academy Award winner.
Yes,
This is a stacked cast.
he plays Dr. Lovelace, who was originally a dwarf in the original show, but they switched it to a man without legs who uses a steam-powered wheelchair.
I think this effect looks great.
It was really well done. In fact, so Kenneth Branagh, he's kneeling on his knees in a box that is removed.
That's tough.
And he had to get up several times, like every couple minutes, and walk around to get the feeling back in his legs. And he said that his legs went numb multiple times during the filming of this. But he's essentially just on his knees in that scooter, and then they disappear him at the waist.
It looks great.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
Yeah.
So Kevin Kline obviously gets the part to play Artemis Gordon in the film, whose character is very similar to the show's version that they portrayed, that was portrayed by Ross Martin in the original, except this version of him is much more egotistical than Jim West. The film depicts Kline's Gordon creating more ridiculous, humorous, and implausible inventions, unlike the show. They get a little outlandish with the movie.
Yeah.
And they have a very strong rivalry, West and Gordon. They are adversaries until they decide to work together towards the later half of the film, which is not true for the show. The show, they trusted each other with their lives.
Yeah.
And it was very much, they were friends.
Yeah, it's an odd couple situation.
Yeah, it's
weird when you have two comedians and neither of them are funny.
Yeah, they just don't work. And plus, then the marriage of their characters getting together and working together is such an overdone trope that it just kind of bogs down the second half of the movie when you have to have so where is your family from, as they're like stranded in the middle of nowhere, and then you get the heartfelt heart-to-heart talk, and I was like, this is dumb.
It's like, I don't care about these characters.
Yeah.
Just give me Arliss Loveless for fucking 2 hours. Just have him ranting about something. Have him complaining about airplane food. I'm like, I could watch that.
Would love it.
Yeah, have a podcast.
The last little bit of writing thing here is something we've talked about on the podcast before, but I find it very interesting, so I had to bring it up. Plus, I would be remiss not to talk about it. John Peters announced the film alongside director Sonnenfeld in 2002 Q&A event on An Evening with Kevin Smith. Filmmaker Kevin Smith talked about working as a screenwriter for Peters on a fifth potential Superman film in 1997.
Yes.
He revealed that Peters wanted, among other things, Superman to fight a giant fucking spider.
3 things. He wanted Superman to never wear the Superman suit, never to fly, and to fight a giant spider.
Weird.
And Kevin Smith's like, all right, well, he should wear a suit. He should fly. Let's talk about the spider thing. Yeah, apparently he would not budge.
Yeah, and which was weird because then all of a sudden he's attached to this film, and Peters comes on board as a producer. Then the spider was added as rewrites that were not written by the original writers of the screenplay. It's just weird. And Neil Gaiman also revealed that Peters insisted that a giant mechanical spider be included in the proposed film adaptation of The Sandman. So he was on the spider thing for years.
He said to Kevin Smith, he's like, you know about spiders? You know something cool about them? And Kevin Smith's like, what? He's like, they're the most lethal insect in the animal kingdom. Like, that's a big fucking microphone drop.
And Kevin Smith's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Written by Jim and John Thomas, who also did Predator 1 and 2, Mission to Mars, and Behind Enemy Lines. Screenplay by S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock, who did the Tremors series. Screenplay also by Jeffrey Price and Peter S. Seaman, who did Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Jim Carrey's The Grinch, and Shrek 3. That's a lot of writers.
Yeah.
A lot of hands.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Barry Sonnenfeld, fantastic director sometimes.
Yeah, when he's on, he's on.
He directed The Addams Family 1 and 2, 2 very beloved films. Men in Blacks 1 through 3, and then some other ones I didn't care for as much. Get Shorty, Big Trouble, RV, and 9 Lives. But Addams Family 1 and 2, I would argue, are perfect films.
The first 2 Men in Black are pretty solid, too.
Men in Black 3 is okay as well.
Is that the one with Flight of the Conchords guy?
Yeah.
I loved that movie.
It's fun.
It was good.
Josh Brolin is a young Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Works. He also was originally a cinematographer for the Coen brothers. Barry
Really?
Sonnenfeld. He shot Blood Simple, their first film, Raising Arizona, and Miller's Crossing. So he's got a pedigree.
He's not a hack.
No, not a hack. Cinematography for this film was Michael Ballhaus. He's no slouch. Last Temptation of Christ with Scorsese, as well as Goodfellas. Bram Stoker's Dracula with Coppola. Air Force One and Gangs of New York. He works with the best. And he shot this film.
That is, what was it? John Patrick Daly is the key grip on this.
Yeah, I
That's who I
wrote
picked.
some stuff about him down.
Did you? Because I didn't.
Because that was this vote. This was your vote, Tyler. It was vote for a film that key grip J. Patrick Daly was on. There's not a lot of known, but people might say, what is a key grip?
Yeah.
The head of the grip department on a film set, responsible for rigging, supporting, and shaping camera and lighting equipment alongside the DP to achieve the visual look, managing a crew, setting up dollies, cranes, and ensuring safety gear with heavy gear and complex setups like flags, diffusion, and stands to control light.
You set up a lot of C-stands. You learn what nets and flags are. It is a very fun job. I was a
key grip.
I was not a key grip. I was a grip on a lot of projects in college. It was very easy for you to be a grip in college because everybody needed help with everything all the time.
And most of being a grip in colleges hold this like white balance thing.
And don't move.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'd have to like get up and climb up sets and like hook up some lights to, the top of a set or rig them off a pole or anchor a mic somewhere or hide a mic in a plant because we didn't have lavaliers. Being a grip is pretty fun, pretty rewarding until they ask you to blood bag, and then blood bagging kind of sucks.
Blood bag?
You run out of sandbags, and this thing's really heavy, and it's going to tip over unless
so
you counterbalance it,
you're
so
the
I need you to
sandbag.
stand on it. I was a blood bag in a shower for a light that wouldn't stand upright.
J. Patrick Daly, born November 11th, 1957, son of Bill Daly, known for his roles in The Bob Newhart Show and I Dream of Jeannie.
I did know that because I read it on his IMDb.
Edited by Jim Miller, Academy Award nominated for Collateral, Addams Family 1 and 2, Men in Black, Agent Cody Banks, editor.
Yeah.
There we go. And composed by Elmer Bernstein. I think the score is satisfactory. It's got some good moments.
Yeah, he did the score for The Magnificent Seven.
That's a big one.
I wrote that down. He also wanted to get a lot of rock and like synthetic organs to match the steampunk vibe that was going on.
Very steampunk.
They also briefly incorporate Richard Markowitz's theme from the original television series in one scene. It's uncredited in the film and not included on the album because that was a big thing with Will Smith shit too. All of his movies had like a soundtrack album that you could buy. Like that still exists, but for Will Smith it was a big deal.
The music video with Cisco does exist as well.
Yeah.
Bernstein also composed such films like Cape Fear with Scorsese, Far From Heaven, Animal House, Meatballs, Airplane, The Blues Brothers, Ghostbusters, Three Amigos, over 100 film scores, a lot of comedies. He's, one of the big names.
I didn't even know someone could make so much music. At a certain point, doesn't it all just sound the same? You can only arrange notes so many times.
Yeah. I'm sure at some point, like, yeah, do the thing again. Yeah.
And we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the most important, while we're covering the score, the most important song from this film. And that would be Will Smith's hip hop banger, Wild Wild West, which was a #1 hit song in the U.S., although it won a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Original Song.
It was performed live. I want to say it was the MTV Awards.
It was the MTV Awards.
Stevie Wonder is in the song. He plays piano. There's like Mode, some other dude, Cisco. But when the song is out, Will Smith, we rode on a horse, and people were like, yeah, we're in.
Yeah.
But they did the song, and then everyone leaves the stage, and no one remember to get Stevie Wonder. So he's just sitting at the piano, and he's just like, I am blind. I cannot just get up and walk out.
I think people believe he's not blind, and I think that was a group targeted effort to see if he would forget and just get up and walk off. I think it was it's my conspiracy theory.
My conspiracy theory about Stevie Wonder is he purposely has the worst facial hair because he just has like the O that just goes around his lips. I think he does it just to fuck with people, and he doesn't have to look at it.
That's true.
He's like, fuck you. Whatever. It's the worst facial hair I've ever seen.
Anybody? Yeah, you can't
Maybe
have
it
the
feels
O.
good. I don't know.
Some people, a lot of dudes don't like the hair on their lips.
Yeah.
Because I ask my buddy why he always pencils his stash because it's always high and tight above his lip, and I'm like, you look like a predator, and he says, I just don't like getting it in my mouth when I eat.
That's fair.
And I was like, I can understand that because I hate that. But again, you look like a predator. I digress. Before we jump,
a couple other actors.
yeah, I was gonna say before we jump into like the filming stuff, do you want to run through the rest of the cast?
We got a couple of those other ones we should talk about. Salma Hayek, first Mexican actress to be nominated for an Academy Award.
Not for this movie.
No.
Important fact.
Emmy Award winner. You know her from Frida, Grown Ups, Dogma, Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Your Dreams.
Yeah.
One of the GOATs.
Yeah, I like.
And her acting is okay sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
She also was is she in Grown Ups?
Yep. Yeah, Grown Ups.
Yeah.
Emmett Walsh as the conductor for the train.
Yeah, I knew I recognized that guy from somewhere.
He's in some Coen Brothers movies early on. He plays Coleman. You know him from Blade Runner, Serpico, The Jerk, Raising Arizona. He was in The Iron Giant. He is a great character actor.
Yeah, and he's good in this one. He's nice little. He's actually got some comedic relief a little bit.
He works.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she says, "I'm a poor half-naked girl back here," he goes, "Half-naked?"
Yeah.
Like that. All right, you got me.
We're in the middle of nowhere. We're not letting anybody out.
Not half-naked. That's funny. And the other one I wanted to call it was Ted Levine as Bloodbath McGrath.
I love this man.
I love him too, man. He fucking kills in everything. He's got a very distinct voice.
He is always a pleasure.
Yeah. When he's being very unpleasurable, he's so pleasurable.
When he's being a dickhead, he's great. When he's burning alive in an outhouse in the middle of nowhere while mutant inbred hillbillies in the Hills Have Eyes are murdering him, he's burnt into my brain in that movie.
That's a great movie.
For forever. But he's
Buffalo Bill.
Yes.
He was in Shutter Island as
Yes.
that. Yep.
As the really like sadistic,
I could smash your head in right now and you wwouldn't be able to stop me.
you're a dangerous man.
Why don't you try? There's the spirit.
Yeah.
Heat, Bullet, American Gangster. Ted Levine in this film, he plays Bloodbath McGrath. He has that little like ear thing. He is perfectly despicable. He looks like the guy that just when he spits his chew, it lands in his beard.
Yeah.
He is scuzzy. My mother's name was Dora. Like, yes, he works. He works in this film.
Yeah,
him and Arliss. I'm like, everyone except the stars of the film are great.
Yeah, the villains surprisingly really kind of steal the show in this one.
Yeah.
Lovelace and Bloodbath McGrath are two of my favorite characters. There is a little, very quick shot of Bloodbath. I'm just gonna call him McGrath. Well, of McGrath, where he has like a
Scruff McGruff.
Scuff McGruff. You know, like an old timey record player. If you could imagine that, they had like the what do you call that piece?
Like the megaphone.
The
or something?
megaphone. It was like gold. If you look up
Gramophone.
gramophone,
You know, it's like the original one with the dog.
Yes. He has that for an ear because he lost his ear. And at one point, he turns it upside down to like pour the earwax or like something out of it. And it's so gross.
Yep.
But it looks like it relieves him. And when I saw that shot last night, I again was like, I hated that when I was 8. I hate it as an adult.
Don't like it now. Didn't like it then.
Yeah. Very, very stacked cast for such a lackluster, mediocre film.
Yes. A lot of award winners on screen.
Yeah. Principal photography for Wild West was set to begin in January 98, was pushed 3 months later to April 22nd, 98. The interior sequences of the train of both Gordon and Lovelace's shots were at Warner Brothers Burbank Studio. The exterior shots were shot in Idaho on Kearney's Prairie something.
Okay.
The Wanderer in the film portrayed, the train.
The train, yeah.
Not portrayed. Is one of the oldest.
He's a great actor.
He's doing all the lifting here.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the oldest operating steam locomotives in the U.S., built in 1865.
Like that.
Yeah, they actually took this whole ass train and sent it to Strasburg Railroad or something like that to like refurbish it, repaint it, and all for the movie. So that $170 million budget didn't necessarily need to be that, because you don't need to take the oldest locomotive.
It's the only good thing that happened from the film.
But most of the Wild Wild West footage was shot around Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Yeah.
The little town, the town that they destroy, was the film set at the Cook Movie Ranch.
The Cook Movie Ranch. That's where Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah.
Bingo. Yeah.
It's an actual old abandoned movie ranch that a lot of westerns were shot back in the day.
And then Charlie Manson and his family lived there.
Yes, and then Will Smith came and sang with Cisco there.
Yeah, weird. That place has got a weird history.
Yeah, if it ever was like a location for The Shining, like some places have shine to them and some don't, that would have some weird shines. It would be Cisco without a shirt on.
Yeah.
And Charlie Manson.
Hey, he'd love that, though. He's a good musician.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No.
During the production for this part of the movie, a giant fire broke out very quickly and overwhelmed local fire crews. Nobody was really hurt, but just more money down the drain for this movie.
Yeah.
We went over the music.
I feel we can dive into the plot.
I'm ready.
As much as there is.
Well, we're going to start in 1869, 4 years after the end of the American Civil War. Jim West is bathing in your drinking water.
Well, there's an opening before that.
Oh, yeah, actually, it's the professor running.
The professor running, probably, I think, the only intriguing part of the film.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going on yet.
Something is chasing him. He gets his head cut off. He's saying something about a spider. He's, talking exposition while he's running for his life. This is fine.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind this. And there's 2 minutes of a credit sequence, and then it's Will Smith fucking in your drink water.
Yeah. Just Will Smith being Will Smith. He's making out.
I'm paying attention to you, babe. Fake kissing her.
Yeah. He's macking on some girl in the drinking water, and there's a little hole in the side of it, which not a good spot to put a hole unless you needed it to not overflow past that point.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Will Smith's comedy is never subtle, and that's what really doesn't work for me here. He always puts big quotations around his comedy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing clever about it. It is just, I'm doing a joke. This is a joke. And I don't know. There's nothing funny about doing something so broad and obvious. Like that whole, I'm paying attention, like fake making out. I'm like, be a little more clever. I don't know.
Yeah, it was dumb. And then they have one of the dumbest lines in the movie right away. They started off strong because he's looking out the little peephole at McGrath's people pulling up, and apparently he's been tracking these people for days. And the one time he decides to destroy your drinking water, possibly,
Yeah.
with a female, they roll up. So she stuffs like a shirt in the hole, and he pulls it out so he can keep looking. And he says, "You're crazy. You can't just go shoving another man's thing into some hole." And she goes, "I can see about that." And I was like, damn, I did not realize this movie was horny.
The horniness doesn't work for me, though.
It doesn't work.
No, even like when they're getting horned up about Salma Hayek, I'm like, it's so clumsy, and it doesn't feel sexy. It feels like what a 13-year-old thinks is funny.
Exactly. And when I was a child, that line
She's a
went
breath
over.
of fresh ass. I'm like, a breath of fresh air. That's what you got?
That's the best you could write.
That's what we're doing? Then you have her butt cheeks hanging out of some fucking pajamas, and you're like, yeah, we got it.
Nailed it, guys.
Next scene.
Let's take lunch.
Yep.
So then the water tower eventually falls over, spilling out a naked Will Smith in front of the bad guys, where he decides to do some dumb line about who wants to get naked and try it next. And it doesn't work, and then he fights everybody and wins.
Yep. She throws a hat down to him,
He covers his junk.
and then he moves the hat, and the guy's shocked. It's like, you already saw his dick once. I don't know why you're pretending to be shocked to see it again.
Yeah.
Unless he got hard or something. Like, wasn't hard before? I don't know. But
Also, the girl doesn't fall out of the water tower until the fight is conveniently over, and then he catches her like a hero. It's just all very... It makes me think of like The Rock or Will Smith, who are probably two of the biggest culprits of this, but like they need to look as badass as possible. It's like contractually obligated. Like,
yeah.
In this first fight in the film, he gets punched a little bit, and it's like back and forth.
yeah.
As the film goes on, it's just a lot of him whooping ass and not really...
It's
not one-sided, or it's not two-sided.
We're learning a lot about his character. He has a prolific ding dong, and he uses it.
Yeah.
And he punches racists. He's looking for Bloodbath McGrath for like a weapon shipment.
Yeah, and he is a U.S. Army Ranger.
And he winds up on a carriage with horses full of nitroglycerin. And then they go away, and this leads him to the party.
Yeah, because he does a lot of swinging on ropes, and we talked about this with The Mummy, how Brendan Fraser swinging on ropes is awesome.
Every time.
In this movie, the swinging around isn't awesome.
I don't buy Will Smith as a Western hero.
Me either.
Nope.
But yeah, he ends up at a party where we meet Artemis Gordon, who is dressed up like a lady.
And that's a huge source of comedy.
Have you ever seen a guy dress up with fake boobies?
Dude, he wants to bang her, and that's a guy. Like, it's just 13-year-old humor. This is the kind of thing that a little 10-year-old heard on the internet on Roblox, and then they say it out loud, and you're like, this is embarrassing for the entire room.
Yeah.
You need to not talk for 5 more years until you get smarter.
Yeah, it's like something you would see on, remember Funny Junk?
No.
Back in the day, Funny Junk was like 9gag.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's like 9gag humor.
Yeah, it's bottom of the barrel. This is the kind of jokes you hear on Fortnite.
But this is where we realize Gordon is also trying to catch McGrath,
Yes.
and he's using his disguises. He's going to do this for the entire film. He's a gadget man. He's a disguise man. He thinks guns are primitive and you shouldn't use them.
Yes.
So he, instead of using a gun, is going to dress up like a sex worker.
Yes.
And then try to seduce the man that he is looking for, and then knock him out with hypnosis brazier.
I will say, yeah, okay. Kevin Kline in drag, I think he pulls it off. I do think he looks fine.
I'm not terribly mad at Kevin Kline's performance this entire time.
No,
Will Smith is the biggest egregious one in this.
Kevin Kline is doing what he can with what he has, which isn't. He wasn't given anything, and he's trying.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't mind him as an actor. I just feel like when you're given a sack of shit, there's not much you can do with it.
True.
Yeah. But no, he is going to hypnotize Bloodbath McGrath with
his hypnotic brazier.
Yes.
And it stops working, and McGrath starts to break from his spell.
Who's a doggy?
He does turn into a dog. I wasn't going to talk about it, but we could talk about it.
We don't need to talk about it.
He turns into a dog. He barks and he pants and he's staring at her chest. And it is, again, 9gag humor.
Yes.
Will Smith, Jim West, I'm sorry. Don't want to disrespect his character.
No, Will Smith has never played anyone other than Will Smith.
Will Smith is on top of the brothel,
Yes.
and he manages to find the correct window, sees McGrath about to stab Gordon because the brazier has stopped working, and he smashes in and saves the day.
Yep.
And then steals money from McGrath to give it to who he believes is a brothel worker.
Yes.
He's going to say he always knew it was Gordon, but
He didn't.
He's never met Gordon.
Yeah, I think Gordon made a fine woman. I think that passes fine.
Yeah. So then they have McGrath knocked out. They get into a brief argument about what's going to happen. Meanwhile, Loveless is like, let's introduce a little nitro to this party. And he unhooks the wagon and slams nitroglycerin.
Because Dr. Lippenreader
is standing miles away.
U.S. Marshal, U.S. Agent.
Who are you?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when... So he's watching, and he's going to send the nitroglycerin into the party.
Yeah, and as the wagon is careening down to the saloon, Gordon's going to rip off his wig and very, very loudly pronounce, I am a Secret Service, whatever the fuck he is in this movie.
Yes, not a Secret Service yet, but
No.
will be.
He's an agent.
Yes.
And he is on
US,
a very...
US
he's a marshal.
Marshal, yeah.
And West is a ranger.
Sure.
That works for me.
Works for me.
The building explodes, and then they got to go regroup to figure out where Bloodbath McGrath is going, and the only way they can do that is by talking to the President of the United States of America.
Who is also played by Kevin Kline.
Yeah, he's doing dual roles here.
Which really confused me as a kid, because when he's in the get-up doing the fake president with the real president, I'm like, he really did look exactly like him.
Yeah, it got me too.
He is.
I did not know that.
Yeah, essentially, these two are buddied up, and they are going to be tracking down Bloodbath McGrath and Dr. Arliss Loveless.
And there's a little detail here that I just pissed me off to the point where I wanted to put my fist through the TV.
Okay.
So Gordon is dressed up as U.S. Grant.
Yes.
And then West comes in and they have a conversation. And about a minute into the conversation, West pulls his gun out, puts it in U.S. Grant's face, and says, like, "Who are you?" And Gordon doesn't break character. He fires a shot in the ceiling, still doesn't break character.
Either way, he's shooting a shot into the ceiling of the Oval Office,
which is going to get you killed.
That's not a good look.
But then he finally snaps Gordon out of character. And when Gordon asks, like, "How did you know it was me? My disguise was so good." He's like, "Your ring. President went to Princeton. That says Harvard." And I was like, "Oh, fuck off."
I think it was the glass. Was it the ring?
It was the ring.
Ah, okay.
He has a pinky ring on.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the most fucking boring, stupid writing.
Hey, wiki, wild, wild.
Ah, that pissed me off. So then,
to figure out where they're going to be going next,
what you would think that they need to do a piece of clever espionage or maybe tail somebody. But what if I told you, Brad, that they have a man's head?
Now, you said it as funny as Will Smith does, but you're not going to do it 10 more times.
That's a man's head.
4 more times. Yeah.
He says that's a man's head like 10 times. The joke doesn't land the first time, and it gets less funny.
I do like the visual of it, though. I like the
cool.
I like the gag. I'm a big supporter of what is it, like steampunk, like retro futurism. Like, sure, we didn't understand how science works back then. Images are burned in an eyeball. I'll smoke that. Credulity band, we're fine with that. I want to believe some silly shit.
Plus, when the gadget and the prosthetic looks so good, because it looked cool. Like, a lot of the shit that they do in this movie looks cool when it's not overly CGI. And this was a nice practical effect that it looked pretty good.
Rotates the head, all that. Like it.
You see, so they have the professor from the first scene of the movie. They have his head.
Yeah.
And they have carved out the back of his skull to shove a projector and a light in there.
Big supporter.
So they can see the last image that he saw because it burns into your retinas. And what is the last thing he saw but Bloodbath McGrath pulling a spider blade out of his neck, and conveniently,
and also
a large bill of paper sticking out of his chest that is too fuzzy to read until Jim West says he needs his glasses, and they put glasses on the dead man to clear the image up.
Yes,
with where the whole invitation is sticking out of his pocket, and you can read exactly where they need to go.
Perfect.
So then they reluctantly team up to head out together.
So they're going to the train, the Wanderer, and Artemis Gordon has made it a fun train. With all of his things there, all of his gadgets and whiz bangers and woolly doos and very impractical, everything here. Nothing would ever be useful. I mean, how are you going to have a train where every single like thing you can grab does something over the top? It works for the gag one time, and then it's just like, no.
The pool table one is the biggest one that could work for me because it restrains them and then flips them underneath the carriage.
Yes.
So if you needed to restrain somebody, what a better way to do it?
Well, it's not just the pool thing. He hits like a doorknob and a giant comical hammer hits him onto the pool table, which
has straps that shoot up and then it flips
over. But then Will Smith is under there trapped. And he sees a lever and he pulls the lever and it makes the chair Kevin Kline is sitting in flip over and do the same thing. Why would you put that lever down there?
The delivery of the line, it is meant to be very comical. You're supposed to laugh very hard because, oops, he's also in the same predicament. But it's not funny because it's stupid that the chair. Why would the chair do that? You can't just have the train do anything for sake of the joke.
Yeah.
It destroys the joke itself, and it's just stupid that the train can do everything. I'm okay with like having the billiard balls be like different bombs that are coated with like 8 ball is like a napalm bomb and 14 is a sleep bomb.
You're allowed some fun James Bond.
Yes. Because even when West catches up to the train, he jumps on the back of it, lands on a platform that shoots him in the air, which physics, at this point, he would go straight up and the train would leave him and he would fall down behind the tracks. But he somehow goes up over the train and then lands in the ceiling of the train, which opens perfectly for him to land in the seat.
Yes.
Thanks for dropping in.
Well, I mean, if the train was going this fast and he gets launched up at that same speed, he would actually be moving the same speed. He wouldn't go forward, but he wouldn't go backward either.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He would still be traveling, 40 miles per hour?
But if he went up too high, he would slow down by the time he hit the train. He would still go backwards a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would not move half the caboose forward, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we are on the Wonderful Wanderer, the train full of gadgets and wonky dooies and whatchamacallits. And they are on their way to a party. And that means that Gordon gets to dress up again.
They don't tell each other what's happening.
No, they don't.
No, you think, all right, what's the plan? You're going to go as the lady, or are you going to go as like a big trapper dude?
I'm going to go in as the suave, sexy cowboy and shoot everybody.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do.
He should have coordinated a little bit.
And Kevin Kline gives a pretty good speech here about like you should be careful. This is the South, and it's still very tone deaf, but it does land with a very okay joke for me here because he's like, if I was you, I wouldn't rush into this place being a man of color in the South right after the turn of the war, armed to the teeth. It could be a very bad look for you. So now, with that being said, would you like to be the riverboat captain and I can be the lady? And it's just like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Funny. But again, Jim West is not wearing no disguise. He's Jim West and Jim West only.
This party is just more shenanigans. I don't know if we have to even discuss everything.
Well, this is where they meet Loveless because it's his coming out party because everybody thinks he's dead.
So he comes out in a giant Abraham Lincoln head, which blows up.
Which at the time...
I do not like that song.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Lincoln just died. Show some respect.
He's from the South. This is a man from the South who lost his... He even talks about it as like, I've lost my manhood. I gave it up to the Confederacy.
I gave up a lung, a liver, a spleen, and and my ability to reproduce. Oh, for the name of the South.
Yes, he is an angry person, but he is trying to become a rallying point for the South, and he's trying to...
He's got like rich overseas investors that are going to help him build war machines to take out the North.
England, France. Yeah, he has other foreign dignitaries that are going to be financing him, so they get carved up parts of America.
Yeah.
And a little spot for me up there to retire.
And then, Salma Hayek is locked into a cage.
She is useless in this film.
She went on the record saying that she felt very underused in this movie, and I agree because she is
nothing other than eye candy.
Yep, and she is wearing a skimpy little outfit in a cage next to a bed where I did not realize when I was a child that Loveless's bed is covered in BDSM sex toys.
Lots of them.
I guess he needs toys because he doesn't have a penis.
His not bedside manner, his whatever he says during sex would be horrible.
You like that right there?
I'm going to take my feather and I'm going to stick it right down where I want to, and you're going to like it. I can't imagine his dirty talk has got to be
aggressive and scary.
Yes.
So
now you were going to come. Whoa.
In order to save Salma Hayek, I'm just going to rush through this really fast.
We don't have to. I'm already tired of talking about the movie.
In order to save Salma Hayek, Gordon has to create a distraction, but West is all about doing his thing. He ends up shooting men that are floating in paintings while we see while the East is trying to seduce him.
There's paintings all around the room, and apparently they're actually just like people standing there. James West does have two eyes and can see three-dimensionally.
He doesn't notice the guys until he like sees the reflection of one of them in the girl's eyes as she's like trying to kiss him.
This gag doesn't work.
No. So he shoots his way out of that, and he runs up to a redheaded woman who looks like a lot like what Gordon looked like in the first scene of the movie. It's almost the same disguise.
He plays her boobies.
And he takes her and says a bunch of egregious shit to her. Like, first of all, you're an ugly woman.
She kind of likes it though.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, she's like,
oh, she's
dancing with him. Yeah. And then he reveals Loveless's plan. So this is a nice expedition dump for the audience who is not following along. And then he drums on her titties, which pisses off everybody. and Gordon is there with a giant bouncy rope, and he says, "Hang him," and throws them the rope, and they go to lynch West. That way, Gordon can go find the scientists, but he ends up finding a half-naked Salma Hayek, and he says, "Good enough."
We're gonna stay there,
Yeah, so that's how we get to the lynching segment of this movie.
Which is just Will Smith doing comedy bits.
Really tone deaf.
I really don't like any of it. Yes, rednecks are dumb hillbillies. That's true.
Well, he tries to give an impassioned speech, and he says, like, rednecks, what does that mean? Red is like the color of passion, and you got that going for you. And neck, I don't have anything for neck, but you still got red. And I was like, not funny.
No.
And then he says something.
And redneck wasn't even a term really used back then.
And then he says probably the most egregious line of the entire film. As a black man about to be lynched, he's like, and the whole slavery thing, I think we're all over that. Like, if we all want somebody else doing the work for us, you going to get your fat ass out of bed and pick cotton? I don't think so. And I was like, ouch. Not funny. It's not funny. It's offensive. It's stupid is what it is. It's tone deaf.
Bloodbath McGrath and Dr. Lovelace are going to be witnessing his new tank weapon.
Yes. So
And-
they bounce.
And the all of Bloodbath McGrath's troops are all lined up on one little spot on the map. And then the tank comes in and kills them all. And Bloodbath
Yes.
McGrath is very upset. He's killing his men. And that's the point. You
Yep.
guys were cowards. You surrendered, and I lost my fucking manhood. So they're all executed, of course.
You find here his wheelchair has a bunch of gadgets also on it. Like, it has a gun on it that shoots backwards and forwards. It's a little double barrel shooter.
Yeah.
And all he has to do is hit a button, and that happens. So he shoots McGrath, has the Amazonians dump his body in the water, and this is where our heroes catch back up to them. And did you notice to the overhead? It's a giant bullseye.
Yeah. Yep.
They-
that didn't make sense.
They cut the grass into a giant bullseye. And this is where Will Smith's character immediately realizes that this is where the same thing they used in the Battle of Liberty, something or other.
New Liberty, where
Liberty.
his family was killed, I think.
Yeah, women and children, they use them as target practice. And now the movie takes a very honest stab at creating some sort of character depth and some sort of reason for you to give a shit about what's happening. But I'm sorry, it is too little, too late, and a wacky, fucking stupid ass movie.
It ain't working.
It doesn't work, A, because Will Smith just doesn't deliver the lines well enough. He's trying to be the
When he's saying slavery is okay and bouncing his
Literally?
hands on bongos on a boobies.
literally the scene before.
Yeah. I get it. You're doing a bit. It doesn't work.
And then
Salma Hayek's going to come with him.
yeah, they drop her off, and then she ends up, I don't know how, she ends up getting back on the train the same way Jim West got on the train.
She's trying to sneak on. I think she gets trapped.
Because she's looking for her father.
This is also the movie is improperly horny, not cleverly horny. Kevin Kline is saying something about like she is such a
She has a luscious buttocks
A
and
ro-
a sumptuous bosom and immaculate.
hi, Rita.
Hi, Rita.
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And they are both just lusting after her so hard. And she knows what she's doing. She's lying about looking for her husband. She says she's looking for her father.
And she's flirting with both of them to get what she wants. It's a very blah, blah, blah.
It's not interesting.
No, it is very lazy writing.
Did we miss the discussion of boobs? Well,
Oh, yeah, that was before.
that was before.
That was before they dressed up to go into the party because apparently Gordon has never felt a breast and West has felt a lot of them.
He says, "Feel my breast." And Emmett Walsh, the conductor, he's like, "I knew it," because there's nothing funnier than a case of the not gays.
Yeah.
Like, they're gay. Get it?
Ha ha ha.
This movie sucks.
Yeah, it's not funny. I mean, as a kid, I laughed my ass off at this part.
But,
I was
okay.
like, haha, boobies.
Do they get the train stolen? Yes, the train gets stolen.
The train gets stolen when they catch up to the tank because the tank somehow gets behind them because they think they're chasing the tank.
They got through the tunnel and then they got a train.
The tank
tunnel,
comes down behind
and then
them.
it comes down. They went underneath the tank, actually.
Yeah, so then they end up destroying the tank because...
That's actually probably the best action scene.
Yeah, because he gets on the pool table, flips himself upside down,
Uses
lowers...
stretchy rope.
Yeah.
The same stretchy rope from the hanging, which I'm like, you actually did a little legwork here because you're using some of the stuff you put in before.
Yeah, and the pool table can go down onto the tracks, so he can like lower himself back to get up on the tank where he fights a guy and then blows up the tank, but not before Rita is freaking out. She's like, I'm not going back with Loveless. It's not going to happen. And thinking Loveless has entered the train, knocks everybody out with sleeping powder or sleeping gas from an 8-ball.
They are trapped, and Gordon and Will Smith, they wake up inside of this little pen, and then Loveless says, now you are a well-endowed black man, and I know you are used to using your big old ding-dong and fucking, and you might not think I like the company of women, but I can find other means to thrust inside of them.
And
he's like, whoa, dude.
And while he's talking about
You not know my creative genius and the things that I could do to figure out how to pleasure a woman with my thrusters.
it cuts to a giant penis-shaped thrusting disc thrower.
Yeah, someone designed that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it cuts to it the moment he says thrusting, and it has like a spring that comes up. The moment it popped up as a kid, I never thought anything of it. Yesterday when I watched it, I was like the meme, that's a penis.
They talk a lot about penises and butts and boobs.
Yeah, well, they say boobies, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's more gentle.
Loveless is taking off. He has Rita, and
Ta-ta.
yeah. And Will Smith decides, I'm just going to step right out of the pen. This is the same device that killed that guy whose head you saw earlier.
Yeah.
And you are going to just fucking charge out. He's just dumb.
I will say that this is my favorite part of the entire movie, however.
This was exciting as a kid.
It still holds up as my favorite part of the movie. Just because I like the invention. I think it's cool. A giant disc that is attracted by the metal collar around your neck.
I'm trying to think about what part of the movie I dislike the least. Selma Hayek, probably.
Yeah, I would say so. So they end up running around the cornfield until they can they meet on the other side of this, like, what is it, a bog? It's like a clay pit thing.
Jump into my arms.
It's a mud pit. And so they have to jump into each other so that the two discs collide and explode, and now they are stuck in the mud.
Yes, and they are attracted to each other, the necklaces, the
Well, that's because
collars, because he hits it with a rock and
reverses the polarity.
Gordon does a fine little monologue here. I am the thinking guy, and you are the shooty guy. Like, he does fine. Like we said earlier, he's doing what he can with what he has, which is not a lot.
Yeah, and Will Smith is phoning it in.
Yep. And then the polarities are reversed. I don't think that's how that works. In fact, I know it isn't. And then the collar gets stuck to Gordon's belt buckle, and then Will Smith comically looks like he's at Gordon's wiener. Don't tell your grandkids about this. Not gay? Wow, funny.
Yeah.
Nailing it.
You got some insecurities there, West.
Yes.
Why you womanize him so much?
But then they do have a moment where they're having a fire, and they attempt to talk and have a moment. And he's like, the hornet will come down above the spider and land on it.
Well, yeah, because he like tells him his backstory, which we don't ever get anything from Gordon, really. It's always focused on like why West is the way he is. And then he's like, I don't mean to alarm you, but there is a spider on your hand. And then we see West be gentle because he's like, no, she's just cold. She's going to have babies. This is a hornet. And he explains how the circle of life works. And I was just like, ha, 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 I don't care.
This is foreshadowing for how they're going to fight the spider, though.
This is stupid. You should have made me care about these characters in the first part of the movie, not wait till the last 30 minutes.
So Gordon gets caught.
No, he's carrying his magnet yet because they get the magnets off their neck. And he's like, it's a fine piece of machinery. I don't see why we should just waste it. I could study it. And it's still magnetized, and it gets magnetized to Loveless's secret track.
Yeah.
So they find his train track, which means they find the train, which means they can gear back up.
Yeah.
And then they find the secret city He's built a city in the middle of the desert,
Yep.
a steampunk city.
Yep.
And he crashes. He's going to crash the what is the railroad? The Intercontinental Railroad that connects east to west,
Yes.
where Ulysses S. Grant is.
Yes. So they're having this, the joining of the railroad ceremony. Gordon shows up dressed as the president. After the spider comes and attacks, and he's like, I'm going to kidnap the president. And then Gordon comes out as the president. This man's an imposter. Tried to be clever, and Loveless does what a smart person would do. Just take them both.
Yeah.
Take them both. Fuck it.
Meanwhile, West is just climbing up the leg of the spider.
Yeah.
And then it all gets kind of fuzzy here because I really stopped kind of paying attention.
Well, no, Gordon gets kidnapped, and then it's up to West to use the Wanderer to go save them. So
He dresses up like a girl.
now this is great because now he's a woman, and what's funny? Cross dressers.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
When I took a sip of my coffee, this
You know, okay, so I've recently started looking at some of the transcripts from our podcast because it automatically will put scripts out.
yeah.
It will not say sarcasm on the transcript. So if you're reading the transcript and not listening for some reason, just so you know, we are being sarcastic when we say cross-dressing is funny. It's just fucking not.
Yeah, but for this movie, they think it's the bee's knees because Will Smith is up there shaking around like a belly dancer, and Loveless is all riled up about it.
Because there's nothing like I'm putting on a giant show for all of my foreign dignitaries and generals where this is the founding of our new nation. A lady walked in. I'm just going to get horny and have a lap dance in front of all of you for 10 minutes.
You know, it happens to me like bi-monthly.
it
at
happens
least.
more often than it should for you.
Yeah, it's a real problem, honestly,
Yeah.
at this point.
I'm working.
But yeah, so Jim West does a belly dance, and he
Steals the key. His boobs are flamethrowers,
yeah.
which I don't know if flamethrowers, I think they need a little bit more than the size of just a couple of breasts.
Yeah, because it's not even,
There's no tank or anything.
yeah, it's bizarre. But yeah, so they end up getting away again, and West is like, that brazier was killing me. Gordon, can you actually make the Hornet, or were you just fucking around? And so then in the matter of, I don't know, a couple hours, they create the first ever flying device the world has ever seen. The first ever powered flight device.
Yep.
Fuck the Wright brothers. It was Artemis Gordon
Yes.
and Jim West. They create the Hornet, and they are catching up to the giant spider. They who's the train conductor?
Coleman.
Coleman gives them a bunch of bombs that they drop down, and then they fly down because the wings get shot by a Gatling gun, and they crash on top of the spider. And
If you're trying to
Now
save
we're
the
here.
president on a giant spider, don't just drop bombs on the giant spider. The president's on there.
I thought about that. I was like, that's kind of reckless.
He's right there. And initially, okay, they land on the spider, and Will Smith winds up in the belly fighting dudes.
And originally, it was supposed to be girls.
Yes, they were supposed to just be like the Amazonians, and the audience like, this isn't playing.
This is weird. Why is he fighting women?
So instead, I like the design of the fucking weirdos. Like, we have knife hands, we have metal head,
And we have Shovel Guy.
and shovel guy. I'm into that. And when he says no more Mr. Knife Guy, I was like, that one you get, that's good.
You can have that one.
You're awarded your 1 point of the film. You have got 1 point now in your favor.
Yeah. And then he ends up defeating these guys, and what should be a very cinematic fight, it didn't work for me. It just was very boring.
And Gordon is just fighting women up there.
Yep. And he's like dancing around mostly. Like one of them like punches him, and then he like dodges out of the way.
The one that does, she just falls off. That is funny.
Yeah. And she just screams, and I was like, she just casually died.
That was munition.
Munition, no.
When Loveless gets knocked down below, and West is like walking him back, and he's crawling, you have him. You don't need to let him.
Oh, he does like the reverse bad guy giving the speech, good guy giving the speech. It's like when the bad guy gives the speech and gives the good guy time to do the thing. It's like the reverse of that.
Just stop him. He lets him crawl all the way back so he can be an 8-foot Spider-Man, and then they beat him. I don't know how. At this point, I was really not paying attention.
So Loveless, he gets his chair stuck, and he turns into a giant spider leg. He has spider legs.
Yeah.
And he's like,
you must not be much of a poker player, 'cause 4 of a kind is better than a pair.
And then he beats the shit out of Jim West, leaving Gordon with his little pea shooter to shoot him.
Oh, yes.
And
what
he
is it with Men in Black and this having the noisy cricket like little gun shooter?
I don't know. It must be a Sonnenberg
That's
thing.
a Sonnenfeld thing.
Sonnenfeld. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he shoots the hydraulic line on the legs, which then destroys the legs. Lovelace has to crawl back to his chair. And then we get the dumbest part of the movie where the spider is going to careen off of a cliff. So Gordon has to stop it. And he ends up stopping it because maybe he pulls a lever, but Lovelace tries to shoot West with his little gun that he shot Bloodbath with, and West dodges it because he sees it at the last second, and then the spider careens off, sending the chair rolling forward, knocking both West and Lovelace out of the mouth of the spider, dangling. And
I find myself in a bit of a predicament here because my undying loathing of you, Jim West. I could pull this lever and we would both go careening to our deaths. Now, sadly, I do like myself and I do not want to die.
And then
Will Smith's like, I'll make it easy for you. And he just pulls it. I'm like, that's cool.
yeah, he reaches up. He's like, I'll make the decision for you. And he's like about to pull the lever. And then he's like,
Even though you all black as the night, inside you all yellow.
Dude, Dr. Lovelace, he's kind of heavy metal.
I was like,
kind of fucks, dude.
I was like, that is so aggressively mean to say to him. And then sure enough, he pulls the lever.
This is the only Kenneth Branagh performance I think I like.
Dude, he kills it, man.
He's so ridiculous.
Apparently, he studied the Civil War in the South for a long time, and he says the accent is one of the most ridiculous American accents anybody's ever done on film.
I think his quote is, I think this is the worst American accent anyone's ever done.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
So they are both plummeting to the ground now.
He just grabbed some chains.
Yeah, because he hung a knife guy.
Yes, he hangs on Knife Guy.
Knife guy, he hung him with a chain outside of the mouth. So he catches him. And then, Lovelace falls to his death. And then they become Secret Service agents and they ride off on a giant spider together.
Rita's father was her husband.
And-
These two are Secret Service agents. And then they're riding on a spider instead of horses. And it's a joke.
Yeah, and they ride off into the sunset.
Bam, bam, bam,
And I wish I had
Wild, Wild West.
And at this point, I wish I had an hour and 43 minutes back that I didn't have before.
I couldn't believe how bad this movie was. There is almost nothing redeeming about the film, except I would say Dr. Lovelace. Levine as Bloodbath McGrath is fun.
Bloodbath and Lovelace are my favorite parts, yes.
There's a music video that is filmed on set with everything in character. It's weird. I watched it today.
I saw it on MTV a lot growing up.
You don't need to watch it. And I watched the live performance. I watched the making of. It was not great. There's a video game.
I got that in here.
Yeah.
So let's just go over release and reception real quick.
Oh, sure.
It was released June 30th, 1999, alongside the R-rated film South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Yeah.
That was another Warner Brothers movie that came out. Anyway, Wild Wild West did not do very good.
People hate this movie.
A lot of people bought tickets. A lot of people bought tickets for a PG-13 movie who couldn't get tickets to an R-rated movie and would sneak into the South Park movie.
Mom, I'm seeing Wild Wild West with the friends.
Yeah. So apparently Bill Clinton got involved and they were trying to crack down on kids seeing violent imagery because Columbine had happened and people were losing their minds.
You ever sneak into an R-rated film?
I snuck into Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween,
Okay.
and saw 2 or 3.
I snuck into Scary Movie 2.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what I bought a ticket to walk into Halloween.
And then I snuck in to 300. My girlfriend was a year younger than me, and she wasn't old enough to see 300, so we got tickets to something else, and then we snuck her in.
It was so easy to do it in Beaver Dam because they never checked.
Yeah.
And then it caught on for Saw 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I had a ticket because I was 17. Whatever one came out when I was 17, I couldn't get a seat.
Yeah.
And the movie started 30 minutes late because there were so many underage kids that snuck in. There was another theater that was entirely empty. So they started cracking down on it about Saw 7 for
Good
me.
for them. This movie, though, it didn't make money, right? It's a fairly big bomb.
Yeah, it was heavily promoted. It was supposed to be their big...
Happy Meals.
Yeah, there was Happy
in
Meals
a
for this.
film talking about Will Smith's well-endowed member and some of the horniest thrusting machines put to cinema. Here's your Happy Meal toy.
Yeah, it did not do well. It was very heavily marketed. It was coming out the same time, or the Iron Giant was coming out like 2 weeks after it, or 2 months after it. Before it, the Iron Giant ended up doing way better for it, so they just kind of gave up on Wild Wild West at a certain point. It came out to a gross of $27 million on its opening weekend, a total of $40 million for the Independence Day weekend. It was first in the box office, but again, a lot of people bought tickets to go see South Park. I don't know how many. It ended up faltering to American Pie. It ended its theatrical run on October 10th, 1999. After 5 months, it had grossed $113 million domestically, $108 overseas, and a worldwide total of $222 million against a budget of $170 million.
So it did well, but you also like if the budget's $170, you're supposed to like double that for advertising, especially with this. I would say this movie would be not profitable in that case.
It was pretty critically panned. Word of mouth got around pretty quick. Roger Ebert.
Yeah, he said something vicious about this.
Wild Wild West is a comedy dead zone. You stare in disbelief as scenes flop and die. The movie is all concept and no content. The elaborate special effects are like watching money burn on the screen, which I was like, fucking, I disagree with you a lot,
Leave
man.
him alone. They're already dead, dude.
But he was cooking with that one.
I don't always agree with Ebert, but when I do, he is usually delightful.
Yeah. The original series star, Robert Conrad, was critical of the film's adaptation.
Calling it a piece of fucking garbage.
Yep. He had no problem with changing Jim West to be African American because there was a lot of contention. People thought that maybe he was being an old crotchety racist man.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case. He was totally fine with Will Smith playing it. He just would have preferred more of a Wesley Snipes or a Denzel Washington type. He did not like
we all would
portrayal.
prefer a Denzel Washington type.
He also was really mad that they changed Dr. Lovelace from a dwarf to an amputee. He did not like that at all.
That's a weird one.
You
don't need to die on that hill.
Like we said, there was an action-adventure video game called Wild Wild West: The Steel Assassin, which came out on December 7th, 1999, almost 6 months after the film was released.
Yeah.
For Microsoft. There was a planned PlayStation release, but that got canceled. I didn't look much into this game. It's apparently like a 3D puzzle game where characters interact with objects via hotspots, and puzzles need to be completed to move through the level.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. There's voice acting. It looks fine. I don't know.
This film was also hit with a little bit of a lawsuit in 1997 before it even got off the ground. And it's the last little piece of trivia. Well, I have some trivia, but we kind of covered most of it. Gilbert Ralston sued Warner Brothers over the upcoming feature film, Wild Wild West. He helped create the original television series, The Wild Wild West, and scripted the pilot episode called Night of the Inferno. In a deposition, Ralston explained in 1964 that he was approached by the producer Michael Garrison, who said he had an idea for a series, a good commercial idea, and wanted to know if he could glue the idea of a Western hero and a James Bond type together in the same show. Ralston said that he then created the Civil War characters, the format, the story outline, and 9 drafts of the script that were the basis for the television series. It was his idea, for example, to have a secret agent named Jim West who would perform secret missions for a bumbling President Grant.
Okay.
Ralston experience brought to light a common Hollywood practice from the 50s and 60s when television writers who created popular series allowed producers or studios to take credit for the show, thus cheating the writers out of millions of dollars in royalties. However, Ralston would die in 1999 before the suit was settled, but Warner Brothers did end up paying his family between $600,000 and $1.5 million.
That's just like, leave me alone.
That's leave me alone money. But I wanted to include that because I did not know that was like a big of a problem for as long as it's been. And with, AI and the writer's strike that happened recently, fucking respect the writers.
Yeah.
Respect the writers, respect the intellectual property, respect the
even
guy
if it's
who
Wild
created.
Wild West.
Yes, even if it is. Please respect it.
Yes.
It pisses me off. Fun fact, when Will Smith showed his mom this movie, you know what she said?
You've done better.
You've done better, baby. Yeah. We could go through a bunch of these facts, but I don't
wanna
really
hear
want
any
to.
more about Wild Wild West.
Most of the people who worked on the film are not happy that they worked on it.
I was mostly super bummed because I love Addams Family 1 and 2 so much, and Men in Black is enjoyable. So in my mind, I'm like, this should be as like fun as I remember it, and it's just so crass and childish, which Addams Family 1 and 2 are not. And Men in Black is not that either. The humor in this film, whatever screenwriter brought it, and then people let this happen, that's the problem. None of this should have happened.
It is very sketch forward for a comedy. There are a lot of one-liners, but it seems like there are some like sketches that they tried to write into the plot to make it work. And I've been a big component of like today's comedy kind of sucks because there's no sketches. It's just like say a funny line. It's fast and quick humor. Whereas like a lot of the beloved comedies that I enjoy from like my childhood, like Liar Liar is one of the first one that comes to mind. Him writing on his face with the pen.
Yeah.
That's a hilarious sketch.
Yes.
And films were more based off that. And so when this film started, I thought I was going to get that sketch comedy vibe and not just the one-liner vibe. And I was sorely disappointed because the sketches don't work.
The
and
jokes
on
don't
top of
work.
that,
The
the
one-liners
one-liners
don't.
don't work. And it's just not very funny.
Indeed. Should we rank it?
Yeah.
For those that might not know, what we do is we rank all the movies we have discussed, and it'll be, we start in the middle, and right now we have currently 34 films on here, so we'll go right at 17, and we'll say which one's better, and it either moves up or moves down the ranking. So we're going to go with number 17, Sinners, or Wild Wild West. Oh, wait, no, there's 66. I said that wrong. We're not going to go to Sinners first. We'll never know which one is better. Shutter Island or Wild Wild West.
Hey, it's got our boy. It's got these two Levine movies back to back. I'm going to go with shocker here. Shutter Island.
Yeah, we'll go Shutter Island. That was a close one. Okay. Captain America 2 or...
That's the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, or Wild Wild West. Fucking Captain America
Yeah, Winter
2.
Soldier. I know which one this is going to go up against at some point. I'm excited.
Long Legs or Wild Wild West.
Oh, I fucking hate long legs.
Oh, man. I prefer...
I'm saying Wild West.
I
Long
can't
legs
believe
is
it.
terrible.
I think we also have to re-rank a couple things because below Long Legs is Captain Marvel and Charlie's Angels Full Throttles, and I believe those are better than Long Legs.
I would agree. We can retroactively.
We're doing it right now. We are dropping Long Legs to the very bottom.
Long legs is terrible. I was really hoping this would go up against Charlie's Angel.
Well, now it can because Long Legs is at the bottom, so we're going to go up one. Charlie's Angels Full Throttle or Wild Wild West. I'm taking Charlie's Angels.
I was going to say the same thing.
It's also fucking awful, but I don't know. At least there's some charisma to it.
Yeah. Plus, that's got what? It's got Firestarter by Prodigy in it.
Firestarter.
Yeah.
That puts Wild
I
Wild
prefer
West.
Firestarter over Will Smith's Wild Wild West song anyway.
Wild Wild West is number 66 out of 67, only in front of Long Legs.
Damn, Long Legs fucking blows.
We did not like that movie. Our next film we're going to be discussing might be the one with Phil Wright, 12 Monkeys. He'll be joining us on that. We'll see if we can schedule that. Otherwise, the next one will be my vanity pick, and I haven't made a selection. So you just stay posted. I want to do a good film. I want to do a film, not a. We kind of goofed around a little bit there.
I think we have to pepper in one of these every now and again.
Yes, I did want to mention every once in a while you need to watch Wild Wild West to remind yourself to be thankful for The Matrix and Keanu Reeves, because without Wild Wild West, we would not have John Wick.
Yes.
Because Keanu Reeves met the stunt coordinators for John Wick on The Matrix. Without Wild Wild West, we don't get The Matrix, we don't get John Wick, we don't get the Keanu Reeves we know and love. We don't get the Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
It's all different. And without Wild Wild West, those things don't happen. So remember when you're going to bed every night to say, thank you, Jim West.
Yeah. Also, this was our Patreon's fault because I gave them 3 other options outside of this.
I pushed it.
Yeah,
I will admit I pushed it. I do apologize. I couldn't get into another like super long Scorsese film, which Gangs of New York would have been the other one.
Or Spider-Man, and then
Spider-Man could have been fine.
Outbreak.
Yeah, but so we'll not sure what the next movie is, but stay tuned. Patreon executive producers want to thank all of you: Phil Wright, Brian Ward, Ryan Krisinik, Kip Kipper, Jordan Hoff, Kelly Gutowski, Phil just Red Bear Phil. Thanks, Tyler. Justin Melly, Just Sonic, Spetsnaz, Ejot, and Tony, the Jungian Shadow, I think is what he's going by today on the Discord. Yeah. Special thanks to all of you, and we will be back to discuss a film that is no longer the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, we can put a nail in that coffin.
Goodbye, Jim West. See you next time.